Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another favorites video on my channel. I have for you today my April 2016 nail favorites. April and May were such a crazy month for me. My husband and I have done a lot of traveling this last month. I've done a lot of traveling for my nail business. I haven't been home very much, so that's why you guys haven't been able to see a video from me lately. I had mentioned this in one of the nail tech groups that I'm in, but I typically film on the weekends. I work I don't want to say full-time with nails right now because I've definitely cut back a lot being pregnant, but I work a lot during the week, and so I don't film very much during the week, but I do film on weekends. So if I'm not here for the weekends, I'm unable to film. So sorry it's taking me so long to get a video up for you guys, but I should have some more regular videos coming up for you guys soon. I'm excited to share some new stuff with you. But let's jump into my nail favorites for April. Okay, so April was kind of more of like a favorite tool month. I've gotten a lot of like new nail art tools in my possession, and I've been playing around with them a lot, and I've come up with some like favorites and some things that I absolutely love. So I'm so excited to share them with you. So I have a new favorite brush. If you guys follow my social media or you're in that nail tech group, if you're a Canadian certified nail tech and you're in that group, then you've probably seen my post about this. But my new favorite gel brush is the Swan gel brush. So this is what the Swan gel brush looks like. So it's got some beautiful Swarovski crystal detailing on the handle here. It's just labeled with gel there, and then it just has the swan kind of logo there. And it is like a beautiful like baby pink color. This is what the head of the gel brush looks like. So it's quite a bit bigger than the LCN NA1 Pro, no, I always say that wrong. LCN ProTech NA1 brush. It is quite a bit of a bigger head on it, as you can see there. So it's kind of surprising that I'm actually liking it a little bit more. But I mean, not only is it beautiful to use, but it functions really nice as well. I'm finding that with a larger brush like this, I cover a little bit more surface area of the nails. So when I'm kind of capping the nail on top and then bringing it around the side and stuff, I'm finding that I'm able to move the gel just a little bit better with it being a bigger head there. And like I said, it is a beautiful brush to look at. So absolutely loving this brush like in April and continuing on here. Another tool from Swan Nail Products that I'm absolutely loving is the Swan Cuticle Pusher. So this is with the Swan Cuticle Pusher, so the same type of brush as the gel brush. We've got the Swan logo on there, and then it just says cuticle here. So I've taken the cuticle pusher off of here just because the two that I were using are sanitizing right now. But this is what the little heads of the cuticle pusher look like, and they just kind of screw on in here. So you get one with the brush, and then you can buy the extra heads as far as I understand. So that means I have a total of 6 heads. So I typically nowadays do about 3 to 4 clients a day. So being able to switch heads in between clients without having to worry about properly sanitizing it like immediately following the appointment is awesome. It's nice to just be able to quickly like twist this off, sanitize it while I'm working on my clients, pop a new one on. Like, it's just an amazing tool. And in addition to that, I find that this kind of stone head, maybe it's just like in my brain thinking it, but I find that it's not as abrasive on the nails or not as harsh on the nails as like some other metal cuticle pushers that I've tried. So I'm really liking this. Another tool that I'm absolutely loving, this is from Wildflowers, and it's one of those silicone brushes that I have, I showed you guys in a haul video not too long ago here, and there's a lot of companies that are making these silicone brush heads right now, not just Wildflowers. So if you have a different brand or anything like that, I think they kind of all work similar. This is the only brand that I've tried, but like I said, it is just a silicone tip here, and it is kind of like the fine pointed tip on this. So when I first got these brushes in, I wasn't sure how to use them at all. So one of my nail tech friends, Ruthie, hi Ruthie, she kind of explained to me how she uses this and loves this. So she uses this for like her full color application. I personally didn't like using it for that, but what I do like using it for is getting like nice and tight around the cuticles here. I'm finding that I can get super close to the cuticles without touching it, and I'm also finding that if I accidentally do touch it, it's super easy to kind of like swipe around the cuticle to kind of clean it up. So I'm absolutely loving this tool. Again, it's super pretty to use, super functional. I do find that like if I'm doing a French tip or something, I will use this just like I would a dotting tool to apply a French tip. Not to swipe my smile lines, but just to kind of like apply it. I tried swiping smile lines with it, and I didn't overly like it. I found that it was too like flimsy almost to get that crisp smile line, but I do like it for going around the cuticles and French nails. Another tool I've really been liking are these Stork scissors that I featured in, I think it was that same nail art haul as the Wildflower silicone brush. But I'm absolutely loving these scissors. I love how like fine tipped they are. And I'm using these for cutting up decals if I'm going to put decals on nails. I'm using these for striping tape, which I absolutely love for cutting striping tape. I'm not using them for cutting forms. I do have other scissors that I use to cut forms. Anytime that I just need like a good pair of sharp scissors, I've been using these because they're such a fine pointed tip and they're super, super sharp. Another tool that I've absolutely been loving is my clear jelly stamper, and this is the original clear jelly stamper. This is not one of the knockoffs that a lot of other companies are coming out with. This was like the very first clear jelly stamper created by a fellow Canadian nail tech, so that's super awesome. And I have featured the clear jelly stamper in a video before, but I featured the purple handled one. And I have to say that I definitely prefer the clear handled one. I like that it's a clear handle because I'm finding that no matter how you look at it, you can really position it properly on your client's nails. And I'm finding that I'm using this a lot for not just like those layered plates from the clear jelly stamper. I have a separate video reviewing this, so if you guys are like, what the heck is she talking about? I'll link that video in the description box below. But anyway, I'm finding that I'm using this. It's actually kind of replaced my caption stamper, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. You know, if you've watched my stamping videos before, that I love my caption stamper for precision stamping. Well, the clear jelly stamper is replacing that just because I'm able to kind of line up exactly where I want the stamp on my client's nails. So if I'm doing anything that's kind of like a smaller image, so something like maybe these lips or something like that, if I'm doing where it's just like a solo image and I kind of want to be precise as to where I'm going to put it, I use the clear jelly stamper. If I'm doing something with like, you know, a full image here where it doesn't really matter where I pick it up, then I'll go and use my MoYou squishy stamper or whatever. But I have been loving the clear jelly stamper. I just think this is such a cool invention. I think that it's pretty innovative of Debbie that she came out with this, and like I know there's a lot of other companies that are kind of replicating her idea as well. I am kind of curious to try some of those other clear jelly stampers just to see how they compare to the original one. It seems like everybody kind of has a favorite and an opinion as to like which ones they prefer, so I am kind of curious to try some more that are on the market. I'm hoping that she comes out with a squishy stamper, because you guys know how much I love my like MoYou squishy, so I'm really hoping that she's coming out with like a clear squishy stamper. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, so that was another favorites for this month as well. So kind of sticking with like the stamping train here, I'm going to show you guys 3 stamping images that have been my go-to reach for this past month. So I have 2 from Bundle Monsters, so let's start with that one. This one here in Bundle Monster 718 has just been such a staple in my collection this past month here, and I find that like it doesn't, I'm not really picking up so much the butterfly images, it's these really pretty scrolling images that I've been picking up. You guys know how much I love like scrolling images, so I've really been liking this one. I very well might have featured this in a video before. I think it might have been in like a spring favorites video last year, because I'm pretty sure it came out with like their Secret Garden collection last year. So I absolutely love this stamping plate. Another one from Bundle Monster that I've been loving that they just recently came out with is Bundle Monster S226. So again, like another floral kind of plate here, and I've specifically been loving these flowers at the top over here. I've also gotten a lot of use out of these leaves over here as well, but mostly it's been these flowers in the middle that I've kind of been reaching for to put on my clients' nails. But and they have like a really nice center here, so if you wanted to put like a crystal in the middle there, they have a really nice center kind of lined up for that. So I've absolutely been loving this floral plate as well. Sticking with floral stamping plates, how can you tell it's spring, right? Queen 64 is the next plate that I've really been loving, and again specifically these roses over here. I like that these roses have like some dots and some interest around them as well. They're not just like solid roses here, so I've been using these a lot on my clients' nails here. And I also like that there's like a couple images where there's like these ones here are kind of separated and these are filled in. Like it adds a little bit of variety to your client's nails, especially if you're stamping in like a metallic color. I've really been liking these this past month as well. So I'm going to share with you guys 2 new forms that I've been loving. If you guys watched my March favorites video, I'm pretty sure I mentioned the NSI stiletto forms and how I wasn't like a huge fan of them. I found some new like stiletto forms that I absolutely love. So these ones are from Swan again, and this is what they look like here. They're just silver, like I think I said this in that video too, but my one instructor who showed us how to use these forms, she used to call these uterus forms. So that's what I think of whenever I see this shape of nail forms. But they have that kind of similar stiletto shape what I like about these, super stiff, super sticky. They don't like pop apart like those NSI ones did. The one con, and it's just me being picky, is I personally don't like the silver finish on these. And the only reason that I can say that is I find that like my light that I have on my desk really reflects these silver forms. So when it kind of takes me a little bit to kind of maneuver the nail around to kind of make sure that I've got the gel in the right places, just because there's so much reflection when you build out with like a clear gel and then you have like your lights reflecting on the silver form. But that's just like a super picky thing of me to say, and it doesn't at all impact like the functionality of these forms at all. It's just like kind of what I've been observing with using these. So the NSI ones have that metallic finish as well, but they're not as like shiny as these Swan ones, so they don't reflect light as much as these silver ones do. And then the ones that I used to use before, they're like a hot pink and black color, and the same thing, they don't reflect like this. So that's the only thing that I've kind of been noticing about these forms. But again, like the functionality of these forms is amazing. I'm actually really blown away with some Swan nail products that I've been able to try and play with this past month. I will have a whole separate video kind of reviewing a lot of different things that they've come out with, so make sure you watch for that video. It should be up later this week if I get everything all organized here, but they're coming out with some really cool products. So as you can see, like I've got so many Swan nail products in my collection for this month. Yeah, so I've really been liking those stiletto forms. They're like a new favorite stiletto forms for when I build pointy nails, kind of like the more ballerina or tapered square nails, like anything that's got like a more unique shape besides square. I've been using those forms. I also have some more basic forms that I've really been liking for like square nails too. So I've really been liking the Light Elegance forms. They only have one, so these are the Light Elegance forms here. I've been liking these for building like square nails. I usually keep like a set of forms that I like for square nails, and then I keep a set of forms for like all other shapes. That's kind of how it works for me. And like you can see just by looking at the forms, you can definitely make like a stiletto with the Light Elegance ones, but they're nowhere near as long. I find that like when you kind of pinch these and clasp them together, they make like almost like a more slender shape than like the Light Elegance ones, which is why I prefer those stiletto forms for different unique shaped nails. But I do like the Light Elegance forms for square. My only complaint is, yeah, okay, so the middle here, compared to these forms, the middle here is a significantly kind of a smaller base than the Swan Nails one, and typically the Swan Nails one is kind of about the standard with forms is what I find. So when I talk about the base, I'm talking about like right here. So if you have clients that have wider nail beds, I find this form to just be too small for them. That's probably like me just being picky, and maybe I need to play with them a little bit more. But if you like on a thumbnail, for example, I'm finding it a little bit more difficult to maneuver the form into the shape that I want or into the nails. I definitely have to kind of cut these a little bit more for people with larger nail beds or for like thumbnails or anything like that. But what I do like is the actual shape of this. I'm finding that it's a lot lower, so people who have like high hyponychiums, which is like the skin that grows up underneath your nails, all my nails do it, but people who have high hyponychiums, forms to their nails a lot better without having to cut the forms. So the new bar forms that I was using a lot before these, which I still love, I always had to cut those for people with high hyponychiums or people who have like really C-curved nails. I always have to cut them. With the Light Elegance forms, you don't have to cut them as much. So pros to the Light Elegance forms, but that's my only con, is I do find that people with like larger nail beds, I'm having a little bit more difficult time fitting them properly. So yeah, some really good forms that I've been playing with these last few months. You guys got my pros and cons of them. I think they're really great forms in a whole though. Sometimes it takes a little bit to kind of get used to using new forms, especially if you're so used to using something else in your collection already. So definitely like both of those. Okay, one gel polish favorite for the month, and this is from Jellyfit. And this is Jellyfit FW101, which is their white gel polish. I absolutely love the Jellyfit white gel polish. If you guys have worked with gel polish and specifically white gel polishes before, you know how hard it is to find a good white gel polish that doesn't shrink, doesn't bubble, and cures all the way through. Well, this is it. The white gel polish from Jellyfit, it doesn't do any of that. You don't have to worry about like it bubbling if you've if you've applied it too thick, which you don't have to apply these thick at all, but if you accidentally do apply it too thick and it starts to bubble and crease, Jellyfit doesn't do that, which is really strange to me because every other white gel polish that I've ever used, if you apply it too thick or it's kind of moved a little bit or anything like that, it will start to kind of crease and wrinkle. Doesn't do that with Jellyfit. Doesn't shrink, you guys know that. I know I've said that before in a video that the Jellyfit gel polishes do not shrink from the free edge or from the cuticle. And I've had no problems with it curing properly either. So it's a really nice white if you're looking for like that bright white gel polish look. Okay, so 3 color gels of the month that I absolutely loved. 2 of them are from the new Light Elegance summer collection. The first one is Light Elegance's High Dive. And the thing I like most about Light Elegance's High Dive is how unique it is. Like, it's such a unique color gel. Depending on how you look at it, depending on how the light hits it, it's either a blue or a green or a turquoise, or it just doesn't, it's such a unique color. I've never seen anything like it before. Like, I know there's iridescent, like multicolored finish looking gels out there before, but I've never seen anything with this specific color. So I absolutely love it. My clients have absolutely been loving it. I've been having a lot of fun pairing this with like hot pinks or like purples or kind of like different things to kind of make it pop a little bit more. Absolutely been loving Light Elegance's High Dive. Another one from that collection, Light Elegance's Relay Gray. It's seriously just like the perfect light gray color. And again, I have a separate video reviewing all of these, the colors that came out in this collection, but absolutely love the light gray. It's almost a white that it's so light, but it is still a gray. But sometimes like after I have it on the nails, I'm like, wow, it almost looks like a white, but it definitely has that tinge of like a light gray. So really nice to pair light grays with, well, geez, it's a neutral, so it goes with like anything. But my favorite way to pair light grays is like with light pinks or like light yellows, like pastels colors. I really like pairing light grays with pastels. I think they just look so good. So I've absolutely been loving this light gray this month. I'm gonna mention one more from that collection. It's not considered a color gel, but it's glitter gel. You guys know, I'm pretty sure you know what's coming here. This is Light Elegance's Pink Lace. I mean, like, seriously, like, this is just Talia in a pot, right? So of course it's gonna be in my April favorites, but this is what Pink Lace looks like. So it's almost like a corally light pink. It's not, in my opinion, like an actual like light pastel pink lace. It's kind of got that tinge of coral to it. So, but I absolutely love it. It's such like a really pretty kind of like vintagey color. So to go along with Pink Lace, I've actually been pairing it with one of my favorite kind of vintage colors, and this is Light Elegance's Rosy Posy. I want to say this color came out last year, but it very well might have been 2 years ago. But this is what Rosy Posy looks like. So it's just a beautiful kind of like mauve, pinky, purple color. Like, it's just, when you think of like vintage, like when I think of vintage, like vintage roses or anything like that, I think of this color. So it's the perfect color to pair with Pink Lace, in my personal opinion. But Pink Lace looks beautiful on its own. I did put it on one client where I put it on every single one of her nails and then just some crystals to kind of accent it a little bit, and it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So those two colors I've been really like pairing together. The last glitter gel that I want to share with you guys for April that I've absolutely been loving is Light Elegance's Apple Teeny. Like, I know this was in a favorites video last year, and like I don't know, I should mix it up a little bit, but seriously, Light Elegance's Apple Teeny is just like one of a kind. It's such a beautiful color. So it's like a white with iridescent green, pink flecks in it. It's so beautiful. It looks good over top of colors. It looks good on its own. It looks good paired with lights. It looks good paired with darks. Like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful color. I have a Light Elegance's top 10 glitter gel video, which maybe I should update, but all of those would still be the same, except I would add this to it. Like, it's just such a favorite glitter gel of mine. And I do pair it with a loose glitter. Now, these loose glitters, I'm not entirely sure where I got them from. I'm thinking I got them from Canada Nail Supplies, but they just match the Apple Teenies so perfectly. So if you're looking to like kind of add a little bit more like pop or a little bit more like chunky sparkles to that color, look for glitters like this that are like iridescent. I have another one that has like some pink iridescent flecks to it as well, and it goes so nice with Apple Teeny as well. So Apple Teeny looks good on its own, but it also looks good with like some good chunky glitters in it as well. Okay, my last product that I want to share with you guys is again from Light Elegance, and it is the Light Elegance's Pretties in Gold Sparkle. If you guys follow Selena Ryden, you have seen this. Like, she's been using it on all of her clients, and I have also been using it on all of my clients. It gives such a really pretty, like, they call it like a mermaid effect to the nails, and you can put it over top of like absolutely any color, and it just gives like a really pretty mermaid shimmery iridescent effect to whatever color you're working with. There was a whole collection that came out with these, and there's like there's a lilac one, there's like this violet shimmer one, there's a silver one, and then there's also like the blue sparkle, and then there's one called Rose Sparkle. So there's a whole bunch that came out in that collection. My personal opinion, the violet shimmer, which is also like an iridescent, and the gold work the best for giving that effect. But I'm just kind of looking here. This rose one would probably do the same really pretty effect over top of like a pink. It's just once you start using like these different colors, I would recommend pairing the colored ones with a matching color. So like the blue with the blue or the purple with the purple, that sort of thing. That's what I would do for the actual color ones. But like the gold and the violet, you could probably pair over top of anything, just because they won't like change the way that the color gel that you're using looks. They'll just kind of like enhance it. So absolutely been loving these. If you guys follow Selena Rydin on Instagram, she does, or I think Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. I don't understand Snapchat. But anyway, I know that she has posted like videos using the pretties, and she just uses like a fan brush. And so this fan brush has also been a favorite of mine this past month. I do have a smaller one that I got from the CNTC that I'm excited to like bust out and use, because this one's just a little bit too big. This fan brush is just from Easy Art, and it came in like a set of like a whole bunch of art brushes. I wouldn't recommend getting anything super fancy for a fan brush, because as you can see, like the glitters just kind of like stay in there, like it could put, and you're like popping it over top of gels, so it could kind of mess up like a good brush. So I wouldn't recommend getting anything too fancy for using the pretties. So how I use the pretties is exactly how, maybe not exactly how Selena uses them, because I'm pretty sure she does this sandwich technique where she embeds her color gels, which is what I do, but I don't do an extra layer on top after the finished filing of my color, whereas I know Selena does. So I think she applies this on top of her color right before top gloss, whereas I embed this. So I do my color, I put this on top, and then I put like my clear gel on top of that. So that's kind of how I use it, but as long as you're getting it in like that sticky layer of the colored gel, that's all that matters. You want it to adhere to that dispersion layer, and then it'll give that really pretty effect. Okay, so that was everything from April that I've absolutely been loving. What have you guys been loving from April? What did you get into your collections at the CNTC if you went to the CNTC? Is there anything like new out there that I don't know about that you guys have been loving? Just comment below and let me know what some of your favorites for April were. I know we're like halfway through May here, so my May favorites video should be up soon. But I just will give you guys a heads up that like May and June are going to be super crazy. Well, May is already halfway done, but June is going to be a crazy month for me as well, because I'm moving my business home. So if I'm able to, I might film some of the process of setting up my nail salon at home, but I don't know, I tried to do that when I moved into this space, and it just didn't flow very well. I would either like forget to film, or if I'm able to film with me setting up my nail salon at home, I will. If not, then I'll just show you guys the finished process when it's all done. But, so June will be really crazy, but I'm still going to try and get some good videos up for you guys as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Make sure you're following me on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I'll see you guys in my next video.